A man who owns a store is unsure what to do when a well-dressed boy asks for work in return for food. He tries to keep track of where the boy goes. After finding out that the boy's dad is very rich, he suspects there is more to the story. The next day, he talks to the boy about this suspicion at his store. Jack Mason worked with delivery boys to move and organize new items that arrived that morning. Jack, who owns a grocery store in Ohio, would gather fresh items from the back of the store every Wednesday morning and organize them before opening for the day. On that day, Jack got his stuff from the delivery boys and said thank you. He was going to leave from the store's front door, but then he heard a kid's voice. "Sorry to bother you, sir," someone spoke. "Can I work here and get food instead of money?" Jack looked behind him and saw a young boy who was dressed nicely and looked about 10 years old. Jack was confused when a man in good clothes asked for a job, even though he didn't look poor. What kind of job are you looking for?" "I don't want your money, but I'm hungry and I can do anything you want." "My name is Benny," he said when he introduced himself. "See here, young one," spoke Jack. "I'm not sure. To be honest, you don't seem like you need a job. What is happening here?" He responded rudely and asked if he can work here because he doesn't want to waste time. Jack examined him carefully and took some time to make a decision. Okay, don't get too upset about it. Excuse me, can you put the vegetables on the shelf?" Benny agreed by moving his head up and down. "Okay," Jack said with a tired voice. "Enter the room." This method. Benny went into the store with Jack. Jack told Benny what to do. Benny put vegetables on the shelf while Jack watched him carefully from his counter. He didn't understand why a rich-looking boy would work in his shop just to get food. He went back to Benny because he couldn't stop himself from wanting to know why. "Are you close to where we are? Does your family need any help?" he asked Benny in a relaxed way. He said that he lives in this neighborhood. "My father doesn't give me any food. He told me to be responsible and take care of myself, so now I am working at your store. After I'm done arranging these, do I need to do anything else?" Benny asked while he was placing the last shelf. "No, I think we did enough for today. When you finish eating, please go to the counter to get your food." Benny completed his work well and got his food before he left the store that day. Jack was concerned that Benny's dad might be treating him badly. So, he decided to follow the kid around that day. Jack told his workers to take care of the store. Then, he drove his car and followed Benny from a distance to avoid being seen. He saw Benny walking to a place with no people and only old buildings nearby after a few minutes. Jack stopped his vehicle when he noticed Benny stopping in front of an old and broken down house. He thought Benny would go inside, but it didn't happen. The boy put the food outside and then went away. Jack thought, why did he not take the food away? He turned on his machine and kept following Benny. Benny stopped at a fancy house with a big garden after 15 minutes. Jack saw some people working on the property. Jack thinks that only a wealthy man, perhaps someone who is a millionaire, can buy such an expensive house. The person who takes care of the garden said hello to Benny, and then Benny went inside the house. Jack noticed that Benny did not take the food for himself. He told a lie that his father was treating him badly. He wanted to find out what really happened, so he talked to Benny when he came to his store the next day. He started talking while Benny was organizing the vegetables. "Did you enjoy the food I gave you yesterday, Benny?" Benny said it was okay in a boring way. "I believe I'll finish earlier today. If I work more, will I get more food?" "Benny, if you tell me why you left food in front of an old house yesterday, I'll give you all the food you want." "Just be honest with me. What do you think about that?" Benny accused Jack. "Did you follow me? What's the reason?" "Okay, I did. Can you please explain what's happening? Why do you work here? You can tell me the truth, and I will help you." Benny put his head down and sighed, finally telling the truth. He said he's not doing this for himself. "I am doing this to help a friend. He requires assistance. Join me. I will exhibit to you." Benny brought Jack to an old house and showed him a boy named Harry. Harry was only 5 years old, and he was very poor. Harry and Benny first met when Harry was begging for help on the streets. Benny wanted to assist him, so he gave him food and clothes. But his father did not allow him to do it. "Benny, don't go near the dirty outside. You can't help him. Remember, you are the son of a millionaire." Benny ignored his dad's words. "I got a job to assist Harry. He doesn't have anyone to take care of him. His mother is not well and his father passed away a few years ago." Jack was sad for Harry and happy that Benny helped him. He took some time to think and then had a thought. He hired Harry to work at his shop and told him to do simple jobs like organizing shelves and taking the garbage out. In return, he paid Harry a lot of money and gave him food. Benny kept assisting Jack at the store and requested him to give food for Harry in return as payment. Benny, Harry, and Jack became good friends over time. Jack sometimes bought the boys ice cream after work. On weekends, they played football at the park in their neighborhood. Being kind can go a long way, and Jack, Benny, and Harry have experienced this.